What's up, everybody? There's nobody there right now, but hopefully some people will come in. I am in beautiful Las Vegas, where it's about 130 degrees outside, I think. We are here for UFC 202, of course. Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz, the headliners at Sunday's fight, and they had a press conference today. It's the first time they've been together since their press conference at UFC 200 in July, and it was pretty crazy event today. I don't know if you guys saw the videos we did for At the Buzzer. If you saw the full feed that UFC on Fox posted. What's up, Matt Scudder? So I thought we have a break in the action. We're waiting. We're going to interview someone in a little bit. So I thought we would talk about what it was like to be in that room Okay, so I'm in my hotel room here. We are killing some time before our next interview. We are in Las Vegas. Just going to let you guys all get in the room. Sorry, my phone is slipping on this desk. I don't have a, what do they call those things, a tripod. So I'm just going to let you guys get in the room. We're going to talk about what it was like to be in the room for UFC 202 press conference. So we get there, and the theater is a lot smaller than the one they used for 200. It was the David Copperfield Theater at MGM. Yeah, are you a believer in Nate yet? Yes, Ed, I am. I've got to know Nate, and I saw the Stockton guys at full display today. So the UFC 202 press conference, there's just the four guys, the co-main event and the main event, but everyone was there for Conor and Nate. It was, the two guys, there was a couple questions for them. But Conor, showed up late, showed up about 25 minutes late. Dana came out. The three of the four fighters showed up on time, and they came out. Stop slipping, phone. So three of the four fighters came out. Conor McGregor wasn't there. The first question that was asked was, where is Conor McGregor? Obvious question. Some good journalists asked that question. And Dana said Conor was late. He was Dana was very perturbed. His head was turning red as the press conference went on. He said Conor was late. They didn't have much time in the David Copperfield room because David Copperfield has to use it later for one of his 19 shows he does a day. It makes millions of dollars. And so they started without Conor. And it was a very weird environment in there. It was quiet. The fans that were in there were kind of like, where's Conor? When's this thing going to pick up? Yeah, good one, Eric. And so about 25 minutes in, Conor shows up. And he starts talking to his Conor thing, and the excitement in the room picked up a lot. And then you enter in one way, the fighters come in one way, and like the first two rows are set up for their families, friends, their teams. Connor's guys roll in like 20 deep, and you could see Nate sitting there, at his seat up on the podium, like doing one of these, like checking to see how many people are coming. And then he looked down at his brother Nick, who was in the first row on the right side, and all of his guys, like 20, 25 guys were there, his team, and a lot of guys from Stockton. What's on the ceiling behind you? I don't know. It's just a light thing. And so, Conor's in the middle of answering a question, and Nate gets up, and he just walks off the stage, and I stood up to try to see where he was going, and all of a sudden, this whole team gets up. And Nate walks up the stairs and then walks across to where the entrance and exit is. And as he's walking across, he and Conor got into a screaming match. A lot of F-bombs were thrown by Nate and Nate's team. And no, Kevin, I almost got hit by a water bottle because I got up and was filming it while Nate was walking toward me. And Nate and the Stockton guys were screaming at Conor. They wanted to fight him right there. They wanted to fight. Nate said he wanted his whole team to fight Conor's whole team. A water bottle was thrown, and then Conor got up and heaved a couple water bottles. They were full of water. I was standing right there. I almost got hit by a water bottle. Doing journalism, you got to put yourself in tough situations. And I was excited to get out of there without getting hit by a water bottle. Sorry, the pizza I just had for lunch is just, whew, man. And so they're screaming back and forth. You can watch the video on At the Buzzer. Conor was running back to the press table, to his table, and picking up as many water bottles as he could to heave them. Dana's yelling at the other fighters to hold on to their water bottles to not let Conor get him. It was a pretty surreal scene. But if you go back and watch the video, Nate and like his 20, 25 guys were all giving the finger to Connor. They were ready to fight right there. Like the dudes from Stockton, you know, they have a reputation for not playing around, and we saw that today. Nate Diaz and his guys are in fight mode. Someone said on Instagram, war has commenced, and yeah, that's going to happen on Saturday night. So that whole thing went down. I followed the group out. Nate and his like 20, 25 guys just walk through. When you leave the Copperfield Theater, you're immediately in the casino. And so they're just 25 deep walking through the casino, and like all these people in the casino, like, what's going on? Like they were like, adrenaline was pumping. They were just laughing, walking, and they left the casino, went back into the theater. Connor and his guys had left. Connor had to be held back by one of the UFC PR guys who did a great job of holding him back. I watched the video and sent him a tweet tonight because he really put the bear hug on Connor. It was amazing. It started off, presser was so weird with Connor not being there, the energy being down, and then Connor comes in, and his boys come in, and all that stuff happened. It really felt like Nate and his guys were like, you think you're going to take this power by being late and, you know, making us look like, you know, the good guys are being in here early and, you know, pandering to whatever Connor wants. And they got up, and they decided they were going to leave. And it was nuts in there. So tomorrow they have open workouts. The four main fighters are tomorrow. Connor and Nate are supposed to go back to back, and it's out at Red Rocks Casino, which is like 20 minutes off the strip. So I think they'll probably switch around the times. I don't think they want Nate and Connor around each other tomorrow, and Nate's group tomorrow. But I thought I'd take your questions here, and we can talk about it, what it was like. You going to interview Diaz brothers? I'm trying to, Al. After today, everything that happened, I don't think Nate will be able to get to Nate before the fights. We're trying to get Nick to come on and talk about it. I never talked to Nick, and I would like to. He looked very mad today. Connor throws as bad as Tebow. Yeah, go back and watch the video. Connor really wound up with his left hand and fired that thing. There was a lot of water bottles being thrown. Wasn't throwing bottles kind of kiddish? Yeah, it was a little kiddish, Zane, but there wasn't really much else there to throw. And these guys are pretty worked up. You think the teams will fight in the ring like how Jason Miller did in Strikeforce Wrestling Shields was rematch? There's one of Nate's camera guys took video of the whole event from way back in the theater, and you see all the Stockton guys walk by, and you see them all putting their middle fingers in the air, and they look like gosh darn biker gang that like you don't want to mess with. You want nothing to do with those guys. Yeah, sold a half more pay-per-view buys. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, did we just get worked? You know, is this like something where like the pay-per-views are down, you guys got to go in there and, you know, cause something? But sources that I have that are close to one of the fighters told me that it was absolutely 100% not a work, but it will definitely help pay-per-views. How do you think the weigh-in will be? Well, the weigh-in now is different because they'll weigh in like around 10 in the morning. I think there's like a 1 or 2 hour time where they weigh in, and then they'll come for the official weigh-ins at 4, where it's basically just a dog and pony show where everything's been done. They just stand on the scale, and they will do the stare down. That's gonna be awesome. That's on Friday. Tomorrow is the open workouts where they work out 15-20 minutes in front of the press and fans that are there, and then answer some questions. So that will be fun. We're gonna try to live stream that tomorrow. Follow my Facebook, and I'll let you know what time that's going to be. John Bones Jones in D.C. were fined $50K. What should this fine be? I wouldn't be surprised if it was somewhere around there. Dana White today was he was angry. He was angry first that Connor wasn't there to start. He was angry that the whole press conference went the way it did, although it probably helped us fight. Let's be honest here. But it was an intense room today. Did the bottles that Connor threw hit anyone? Shauna asked. I don't know if they hit anybody, but they were thrown into a big crowd. Both sides were throwing some stuff. I was trying to film. I was in the middle of it, trying to film, and also trying to like step back and go, okay, there's some very angry people here who are a lot stronger than I am and tougher than I am, and I don't want to get in anybody's way. So I was hanging back, trying to take it all in. Staff and crew would destroy McGregor crew, says Al.